Alright, morning time, people. You know what I mean? Welcome to another episode of In a Real Life. Big ups to all my subscribers. Say, we're there. We're there again. We have to give thanks, to the Most High. If you allow, if you see a second day and a third day, or another day. You see me? Alright, and you don't know I'm a vlogger. JG the Great, otherwise known as Doggy. Some people know me as Jason, whichever name you want to use. It don't really matter to me. Alright. So I've been doing some different type of topics over the weeks, past weeks. And I think last week I mentioned that I was going to speak on some specific words. Words like poor, words like ghetto, words like nigger or negro, whichever one. And last night I was up wondering what I am going to speak about where these words are concerned. So first thing I started to do was started to research the words, in which I know most of the time I come on this vlog, I speak on my opinions and what I think certain things should or should not be, giving a different view or aspect to the situation. And last night I decided on going for some hard facts. See, so it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about when I am talking, but I wanted to know some definitions and not what I think the definition is, the actual definition of these words. And I would break off in wherever the mind let us go. No, so on researching these words, um, people do not even understand where it carried me. Just by researching the words, it took me to a place or a statement or a state of mind or whatever you want to call it, Willie Lynch syndrome. And today we are gonna speak about is slavery really abolished? Alright, so me I got my book and my pen and my paper and all these things because I'm not too young like one time, and I wanted to give the exact definition of some of these words and what they truly mean. Alright, so as I said, these words to me is basically a state of mind, because when I research the meaning of these words, it doesn't tell you, or it doesn't combine a person to the specific word. None of them. Alright, so the first one is ghetto. So a ghetto is a part of a city, especially a slum area occupied by minorities. Just I give the meanings first, A part of a city, especially a slum area that is occupied by minority. I repeat the word minority. I move on. Poor, lacking sufficient money to live at a standard considered comfortable in a normal society. Repeat again. Lacking sufficient money to live at a standard considered comfortable for a normal society. Normal society. So more catch them when we are saying. So we move on. So nigger, that is Nigga, an African American dialect addressing a black person. That's nigger, Nigea. Nigger, negro. So negro now is derived from Spanish or Portuguese word describing a color or the name of a color, which is black. So it is not, Negro is not a black person or a black animal or a black thing. Negro is black. In Spanish, black. In Portuguese, black. That is what the word Negro means. So Negro is not a person. So why are we calling ourselves Negroes and niggers? Why? Wanna tell me why? And what I understand from that is, from you calling yourself a Negro or a nigger, you already telling yourself that you are a slave. And this is where the Willie Lynch syndrome clicked to my brain, and I went on and researched about it. Now, researching about it on on the internet, I went on about 3 different sites, and on these 3 different sites, it is not telling me nothing. What is the Willie Lynch syndrome? And ironically, they had some clips above. Most of them had some clips, right? And the clips is where I got my information from, because the meaning of the word, or the meaning, the phrase Willie Lynch syndrome, when I research it, it is not telling me what it is, what was done, why is it called that. I'm not getting it. Anyway, I read I watched the clips. There was 3 clips, so I watched all 3 clips, and then I got the true meaning of what it is. Now, why are we enslaving ourselves, calling ourselves niggers or Negroes, saying that we come from the ghetto, and telling ourselves that we are poor? So let me go to ghetto first. So ghetto, as it say, is a part of a city, which is especially a slum area occupied by minorities. So I'm going to put a question out there. Why the ghetto is the majority? I'm going to use our Jamaican people. Why are there so many ghettos? It is 1. 2, every nearby community of a rich area, there is a ghetto at the starting or at the end. That's a fact. Only can go check it up. Check any rich residential area, or even middle class residential area, and at the beginning or at the end or around or at the side or whichever part it may be, check and see if there's not a ghetto or a slum nearby. Check it. That is a fact. That is what I am sure of, and I've been seeing that regularly. And I would combine ghetto and the poorer class of people, the majority. So the meaning is of the minority, but yet still they are the majority. And I'm going to combine one of these vlogs that I did the other day about education. You see, all of these things that I am saying, are all of these vlogs, it combines in one, meaning that when you don't have the level of education that you're supposed to, you're classified as poor. And with that poor classification, you are then now put into a system called the ghetto. And these groups of different people and place coming together may end up to be the majority. So why is it that the majority, which should be the minority, which end up to be uneducated, lives in the ghetto? Why? Rich people are the minority, you know. I am sure about that in Jamaica. Rich people are the minority. So why aren't they living in the ghetto? Why? Why is it that the majority is living in the ghetto, which should be the minority in that area, because it's a slum area? So everything in our society backway. Backway. And me gonna skip that for a while and show you how backway or backward we are. Alright. So the age of consent in Jamaica is the age of 16, which is the age that you can legally consent to have sex. And the age of leaving high school, the average age of leaving high school is 18, 19-year-old. Fine? So by you reach the third form, which is 9th grade or 10th grade, you can legally consent for you with a male or female having sex. That is one point. Now, the age in which you can start working legally is age 18. And this is what me I put to out there for people to listen and understand. See? Age 18. So the age of consent is 16, but the age of legally working, driving, doing business is 18. And that is contrast, because scenario, a 17-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl have sex. Unfortunately, the girl gets pregnant. Who takes care of the kids? Because the boy can't work and the girl worse can't work. Who take care of the pitney? Now everybody turn them head now to the parents of those kids. So the parents of those kids now would have to be taking care of their grandkids plus their kids until they can work. That no make no sense. That don't make no sense whatsoever. That put more pressure on the parent at all times. Anyway, fast forward. That is just an example to show you how backward we be. We not think forward, we are think backward. Or the government of the country just a think to end slavery. And that is what we are talking about. So, is it that we are still in slavery or not? Me, my opinion, yes we are. Alright. So, we are going to move on to the Willie Lynch syndrome. Now, for those who don't know, or persons who've been hearing about this Willie Lynch syndrome and don't know what it is, Willie Lynch syndrome is the name of this white man called William Lynch, who invented lynching. Now, alright, well, black people will go through a whole heap, you know. So, Willie Lynch came up with a theory, and it worked, because up to now I think we're still under the same Willie Lynch syndrome of controlling Africans for 300 years. But right now it passed 300. Right now I don't know if we can come out of that syndrome. So he come up with that by segregating the Africans, which are the slaves, some by color of the skin, some by age, some by sex, some by some by color of the skin, age, and sex. And the main focus is to have them fear God, but keeping the slaves physically healthy, psychologically weak, and depend upon their slaves masters. Kind of hard to talk about them something, you know. But anyway, so his syndrome is to have them strong in terms of physically, so them can work in other fields, but physically and but mentally get in their mind, kill them from in their mind. Now Willie Lynch do this by one of the methods is the lynching. So he would get a slave, beat him, and he's doing this in front of female slaves, kids, and the weaker male slave. So if it is that you're a rebellious slave, what him do is get 2 horses. See? Oh boy. Tie your torso to one horse to the left, and the other horse, the bottom part of your body, your foot them to the right, and beat those horses so them run, and when they run they eventually pull you to pieces. They do it that way, or they do it one horse is tied your left hand and your right foot, and the other horse on the other side, left hand and right foot, and same thing, beat them, ask them pull you apart. So that is one of the ways in which Willie Lynch, how they put fear in Africans, not black people, because we are not color, Africans, to get them into slavery. Alright. So his method is to drive fear into these Africans, distraught and envy. So they would put the old slaves against the younger slaves, and the younger slaves against the older slaves. They would again put men against women and women against men. See? They also put the color of your skin, the darker slave against the white, the lighter color slaves. So this is what is going on like right now when we have classism, because your skin brown and your ear curly, you're in a different class from the darker skin ear one, darker skin one, and them ear Burberry. See? Everything that Willie Lynch had done over 1,000 years ago, or about that, hundreds of years ago, is the same thing that is plaguing our society, or the black people, Africans, still up to today. They create a hierarchy. Now, it is said that we have independence, but yet still we are still governed by the English, England, white, Caucasian, European, use them name there. No white, no black, all of these are colors. European, still governed by the European. Now, the European, which includes the Queen, have the Governor General, who she gives out whatever order she wants to be done. Now, the Governor General now, in line to him is the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is the one who, the Governor General. So the Prime Minister who runs the country doesn't speak directly to the European, which is the Queen. Him can't speak directly to the Queen. Him speak to the Governor General. The Governor General speak to the Queen. And then now beneath that, the pyramid, you have the politicians, different politicians who disseminate information from the Prime Minister to the lower class people, the lower class, which is they use to trust me, I got through a whole heap of thing last night with this topic, and when I was watching some other clippings, it kind of put me in a different realm. You understand? I kind of learned some whole heap of different things last night, to tell you the truth. So that is why now that me talk, all of them something that kind of flashback. But at the end of the day, they put our own against us. That is what they are doing. Because they don't have a European coming to tell us not to steal, not to rob, sending us to prison, police in the road. No, them use the own against the own, which is the Willie Lynch syndrome. And we see this every day, every single day, in every different aspect. If you look upon it deeply, this is not something will just come up. This has been embedded in our African ancestors for ages, for years upon years, and up to today day in which we are saying that we are free from slavery. We are not. Don't fool yourself. This way them are trying to enslave now your mind, because certain things you're not looking for. You're not looking for that, because them celebrate this independence and them celebrate this emancipation and all of these things to make you feel as if it's an illusion. It's an illusion. If you're not mentally, this is where slavery abolished from. Yasso. Because every day you get up and you work, fit more than likely a black man. And depending on how the business is structured. Because if it is a European, or if it is an Asian, or other races that you're working for, at the end of the day, your manager, your supervisor, the CEO, the person that you can speak to, not the owners of the companies, the person that you can speak to are your own. And that is the only way to enslave the Africans, because we as Africans take talk from nobody else but we self, we own. So we alone can enslave we. And that is what we are doing. We just follow through with the trend. Follow. And in your mind, nothing not change. But the illusion is out there as if it is changed. See now, example. So some people work different entities. I don't want to call their name because these are not the entities I'm speaking with. So I don't want nobody come burn me out or whatever. But they work in at different companies. For example, in New Kingston, there are so many different companies with their own logo. It is nothing different from working in the field as a field slave. It's just that you have a logo for sure where you work. Now, originally in slavery, your slave master find a house and put somewhere for you, right? Find your food, take care of the kids or whatever in whichever way until them can be able to come work. They are responsible for everything for that slave, for these Africans. Now, modern day slavery, what them do? Alright, here we go, we abolish slavery. But them already flip it. Them flip it long time before you even them claim to say them give it freedom, Them flip that long freaking time. How them flip it? Say, alright, here what? You gotta tell them say them free from slavery. Cause at the end of the day, the Africans them no want to be tied up and them no want to be beaten, because them are gonna rebel and them are gonna always rebel. Them are gonna always rebel. And if them always rebel, we are gonna lose. That is what the other set are saying, that them are gonna lose, which is the Europeans or the Spanish or whichever. So guess what? Them say, right, we're gonna free them up. But it's when them free up, them are get hungry. It's when them get hungry, we're gonna give them a way out. So the way out is, alright, here we are going. We're gonna pay you. If you're gonna come work and pick cotton or cane or whatever you're gonna do, we are gonna pay you. But guess what them done talking in their mind? Them not pay you much. Because if you pick the cotton, for example, is $1 million for a pound of cotton. See? And them only go pay you enough that you can take care of your family and come and work the next morning. That's all. Them not pay you enough for you can buy a piece of land and have a field for yourself and grow your own cotton. Them not do that. There's no way them are gonna allow you to do that. And that is what happen now. Them just pay you enough. Enough. So you can take care of your family. So you can maybe rent a house. In modern day we attack. So you can rent a house. You can buy food. Seeing? You can pay a light bill, pay a water bill, all these other bills so your family can survive. Send your picnic to school and claim to say you get education, but them teach you where them want to teach you. See? Because them create the syllabus again. So everything they are in control of. And not until you're free, yes sir, for you understand what go on. And that is why me always wear this brand. Because this brand is my brand. Me not wear no brand for nobody else again, because to how the mind is open. So you do your own. I was watching this video last night again, where this old lady speaking to her grandson, and she told her grandson before she died that he must get a trade, and that way when he get the trade he will never starve. And a trade is something that is here that you can do without nobody over you with a stick or a whip. Seeing? So if you go to school, you're in a slavery, because you have time when school start, you go in, sit down in front of the teacher, which is one of us, the Africans again. Teacher what them tell you say them want you to learn. Then you get one break, figure eat something. Then you come, you get the break. So every time you're supposed to move to another session, you hear one whistle blow or one hand blow or something. This is still slavery. It's not different. It just change. It just evolve then. It just evolve, people. It not change. At the same thing. And oh boy, me no know. It kind of hard for some people get up and stop the certain things, but trust me, give a freeness for you doing your own and gaining what you know you are worth. And that is why I'm always say, if you know your worth, always know your worth and work towards that. You know what I mean? There's another saying that slavery or working in nowadays society is the wheelbarrow mentality, which is them give a wheelbarrow, you take up the wheelbarrow and them say if you push the wheelbarrow for an hour, you get a coin or you get $1. See? But to earn more, you have to push the wheelbarrow enough hours to earn more money. But with that being said, you will never earn enough to buy a house. You will never earn enough to buy a car. You will never earn enough because you are just working. See, you just have to push the wheelbarrow. You have to work more hours to get more money. Why not? Why not? Think about it. Why not earn more money with less hours? Why not working smarter than harder? Hence the trade. Get something that you know say is essential. People need these things and all of that. So here we now. I gotta end by this. Bob Marley said this over time and time again. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. See? Big up on yourself. Subscribe, share, like. See the description down there. So big up.